You know that feeling, right? You pick up a book, you're excited, flip to the dedication, and nope, it's not for you. Someone else.
Yeah, that little pang of disappointment.
Well, today we're completely flipping that because this deep dive, this is absolutely specifically curated for you.
Exactly. We're diving into a really helpful guide today. It's called The Girl's Guide to PSL by Christy Mabel.
PSL, personal, social, and life aspects.
That's it. Really comprehensive. The book's whole mission originally was to help young women through, what can be a super confusing time.
Definitely.
And to reassure them that this journey to adulthood, it's normal. More than normal is something to be celebrated.
So our mission here is basically to be your ultimate shortcut.
Yeah, we're pulling out the gold from this guide just for you.
The most important bits, the key insights. Trying to help you make sense of all those huge shifts, physical, emotional, social, cognitive.
That whole massive transition.
Yeah.
From childhood towards maturity.
And the guide doesn't shy away from it. It mentions facing choices that might make or break you. Pretty serious stuff.
It is. But we'll navigate it all with, clarity, empathy, maybe a little bit of humor too.
Definitely need that.
Focusing just on what's most important for you to know. So, yeah, let's get started.
Okay, let's unpack this first bit, adolescence itself. The guide calls it the transition time. No longer a kid, but not yet an adult.
Right, that in-between space.
Yeah.
And it's marked by great physical and psychological changes. Big ones.
What I found really insightful was the emphasis on how everyone's different. Your body, your feelings, how you see yourself. It all grows and evolves at varying speeds and times.
Absolutely key. There's no right way, no perfect speed, which is honestly such a relief when it feels like everyone else is on some fast track.
Totally. And with all that physical stuff happening comes the emotional roller coaster. The guide talks about mental tension and strain, sudden and quick mood swings.
Yeah, you might find yourself getting, really agitated over tiny things.
Oh, for sure. Things that normally wouldn't bother you.
Or feeling irritable, restless, maybe sudden anger, stress. It's mostly hormones driving that.
It often leaves you wondering, why am I feeling so intense, so out of control?
And the guide brings up this idea of the puberty brain. It's a helpful way to understand it. These feelings, they aren't just you being difficult. Your brain is literally rewiring itself.
Makes it harder to manage emotions sometimes, more sensitive.
Exactly. And just knowing that, understanding it's partly biological, can be a huge relief for you and the people around you.
So knowing this is happening inside, what's the absolute best thing you can do?
Talk about it. The guide really, really emphasizes talking to someone. A friend, a parent, an older sibling maybe.
Someone who gets it or has been there.
Chances are they have.
Yeah.
And just voicing those feelings, it makes a massive difference.
Okay, let's shift gears to the physical changes. Breast growth, that's often the first indicator, right?
Often, yes. It usually starts with what the guide calls buds, little hard, maybe sensitive lumps under the nipple.
And it's totally normal if one starts before the other or if they're different sizes.
Completely normal. Tenderness is common too. They generally fill out over, say, 1 to 4 years.
And then hair. The guide mentions dark, coarse, curling hair showing up.
Yep, pubic area, underarms, that's typical. And your overall body shape starts changing too. Hips might widen, you might gain a bit more weight and body fat. It's all part of developing a more adult female shape.
Growth spurts too, that's a big one.
Huge. You could grow 2 to 8 inches or more during puberty. It's quite a range.
And sometimes feet and hands go first, making you feel a bit gangly.
Yes, that's really common. Feels a little out of proportion for a while.
Yeah.
And typically, girls stop growing about 2 years after their first period starts.
Okay, it's the next one, the first bra. The guide paints such a real picture. That initial excitement, feeling womanly and attractive.
Maybe wondering if this is how Britney Spears felt all the time.
Exactly, and then the reality sinks in, and the bra feels more like a straitjacket.
It's so relatable, isn't it? Forgetting to wear it, trying on loads of colors, those sleepover bra size contests.
Yeah.
It's all part of figuring things out.
Beyond bras, there's acne. Almost universal, it seems. Affects practically every adolescent.
Yeah, it's super common. And it's mainly down to those hormonal changes again, leading to more oil production in your skin.
And that oil mixes with skin cells, blocks pores, boom, breakouts.
Exactly. And let's clear up some myths while we're here.
Please do. Greasy food, chocolate.
Nope, they don't cause acne. Stress doesn't directly cause it either, but it can make existing acne worse.
Okay, good to know. And acne isn't just one thing, right? There are different types.
Right. You've got your basic blackheads and whiteheads, which is called comedonal acne, then inflammatory acne, which is more red and irritated, and cystic acne, which is deeper, can be
Yeah.
painful and might scar.
Other things can trigger it too.
Definitely.
Right.
Hormones fluctuating, obviously. Picking at your skin, big no-no.
Hmm.
Even things like tight clothes or headbands, air pollution, oily makeup, or hair products. Genetics plays a role, and sometimes certain medications.
So what can you do about it? What's the advice for skincare?
Keep it simple but consistent. Wash your face twice a day. Use a mild, unscented soap. And here's a key thing. Don't scrub. That just irritates it more.
Gentle is better.
Way better. Use water-based makeup if you wear it, like loose powders. Wash off sweat after exercise. And use a non-comedogenic moisturizer that means it won't clog pores, ideally one with SPF.
What about spot treatments for individual pimples?
Over-the-counter creams with salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide can help dry them out. Just try to avoid products with lots of alcohol, as they can be too harsh.
And consistency is key, you said.
Absolutely. Stick with a gentle routine. And if it's really severe or painful, definitely talk to a doctor or dermatologist. There are stronger treatments available.
Okay, another change. Body odor. Suddenly needing deodorant.
Yep, that's puberty too. You develop new sweat glands, especially in your armpits and groin area. It's actually the bacteria on your skin feeding on the sweat that causes the odor.
Ah, so it's not the sweat itself.
Not directly, no. So the advice is pretty straightforward. Daily showers or baths with mild soap. Wear clean clothes each day. Cotton is good because it breathes and absorbs moisture.
And deodorant or antiperspirant?
If you need it, yeah. Deodorants just cover up the smell, while antiperspirants actually reduce how much you sweat. Some teens find they don't really need either if they shower daily. It's quite individual.
So timing-wise, when does all this usually kick off?
For girls, puberty typically starts somewhere between 8 and 13 years old. But, and this is crucial, everyone is different.
Right back to that individual timeline idea.
Exactly. When it starts for you, how fast things progress. It's unique. Things like being overweight might mean it starts a bit earlier, while being very athletic or underweight could mean it starts later.
And if someone's worried, if things seem really early or really late,
It's always okay to check in with a doctor. The guide suggests seeing one if breast growth hasn't started by age 12 or if you haven't had your first period by age 15.
and it mentions asking for a female doctor if that makes you feel more comfortable.
Absolutely. Your comfort matters.
Okay, moving on to another really big milestone for many, menstruation, or getting your period.
Yeah, the first period can be a bit of a surprise, the guide says, but it's also a huge milestone. It signals that physical transformation towards womanhood and, biologically, the ability to become pregnant.
Can you break down what's actually happening in the body?
Sure. So, your ovaries start producing hormones, estrogen, and progesterone. These hormones cause the lining of your uterus, your womb, to thicken up each month, getting ready in case a fertilized egg arrives.
And if there's no pregnancy?
Then the body doesn't need that thick lining, so it breaks down and flows out of the vagina. That's what menstruation, or your period, is.
This monthly menstruation, as the guide calls it, how long does it usually last?
Typically 2 to 7 days, and it often starts after some other puberty changes have already happened, like breast development or a growth spurt.
What about the cycle length? Is it always exactly 4 weeks?
Ideally, yeah, around 4 weeks or 28 days is average. But the guide makes a really important point.
Oh,
Especially in the first 2 years, your cycle can vary widely.
neat.
You might skip months entirely, or you might have periods more often than monthly. It takes time for your body to settle into a regular pattern.
That's good to know. It can be confusing otherwise.
Definitely. Oh, and another interesting note from the guide, those first couple of years are often cramp-free. So that's something.
A small silver lining. But the guide also points out something quite sad, that because of taboos, a majority of females will grow up without any understanding of their periods.
It's true, and it's a real problem. That lack of knowledge isn't just awkward. It might affect your health and fertility down the line. Getting good, clear information is so important.
So let's tackle some common myths. Myth number 5 in the guide. You should avoid activities like exercise during your period.
Right, and that's just not true. The guide actually says exercise helps improve period symptoms. Things like cramps, headaches, back pain.
How does it help?
It releases endorphins, gives you energy, so gentle exercise, jogging, yoga, light weights, Pilates is actually recommended. The key is just listening to your body. Don't push too hard if you're not feeling up to it.
Okay, myth number 7. You can't swim when you have your period.
Ah, yes, the classic urban tale. Worries about sharks. No scientific proof for that. Or concerns about infection or polluting the pool, also not true.
So swimming is fine.
Totally fine. The guide suggests using a tampon or a menstrual cup for convenience and comfort when you swim, so you don't have to worry about leakage.
Good to know. Now, choosing period products, pads, tampons, the guide says most people just stick with whatever they tried first.
Yeah, often they simply go with the flow, pardon the pun, and don't really think about finding the best product for them.
But there are lots of options.
So many. The guide really encourages you to experiment with numerous types. Think about what works for your flow, your lifestyle, your comfort.
What factors should you consider?
Things like health, hygiene, any potential allergies, comfort level, price, convenience. Even the environmental impact is something people consider now.
Can you give us a quick rundown of different pad types?
Sure. You've got panty liners. They're very thin for really light flow or just as backup. Regular pads are thicker for mild to medium flow, often need changing every 4 hours or so, and come with or without wings.
Wings help keep it in place, right?
Exactly. Then there are ultra-thin pads. They seem thin, but are super absorbent because they use a gel core. Good for mild flow or maybe the first or last days of a heavier period.
And organic pads.
Right. Those are becoming more popular. They're eco-friendly, breathable, usually very absorbent, and made without potentially harmful chemicals. The guide calls them ideal pads for the first period because they're gentle.
And besides pads, there are tampons, menstrual cups.
Yes, and understanding how to use each type safely is really important. Finding what feels right for you might take a bit of trial and error, but it's worth it for your comfort.
Okay, let's broaden out a bit to general personal hygiene. Why is it so important during this time?
Well, the guide puts it nicely. Hygiene enables you to stay clean, giving you a boost in confidence and favorably affecting personal interactions, as well as reducing the chance of illness.
So it's about feeling good, social ease, and health.
All three. For bathing, how often you shower really depends. Your skin type, hair type, how active you are.
Some people need a daily shower, others maybe not.
Exactly. If you have drier skin, maybe every other day is fine. Oily hair might need daily washing. As for deodorant versus antiperspirant, again, it's personal preference. And like we said, some teens might not even need it with regular washing.
What about dental hygiene? Brushing seems obvious.
It is, but super important. Brushing gets rid of germs, prevents bad breath, gum disease like gingivitis, and cavities. But flossing, the guide highlights something amazing about flossing.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It gets rid of trapped germs, lowers your risk of gingivitis and heart disease. And it says flossing could potentially boost life expectancy.
Wow. Okay, flossing just got way more important on my list.
Mine too. And nail care is mentioned too. Fingernails can be a great breeding habitat for bacteria.
Ooh, so keep them trimmed.
Yeah. Cut them weekly and clean underneath them with a brush or even just the corner of a towel. And definitely try not to bite your nails.
Good advice. Lastly, shaving. Arms, legs, underarms. The guide acknowledges it can be a bit daunting at first.
It really can. It takes a time to learn how to shave securely, and feeling anxious about cutting yourself or just doing it wrong is super common.
Any tips?
Handle the razor carefully, keep it clean, maybe use shaving cream or gel to help it glide. But the absolute #1 rule, the non-negotiable,
Yeah.
never, ever share razors.
Why not?
Risk of infections. Things like hepatitis or other bloodborne infections can spread that way. Not worth the risk.
And-
Keep your razor yours.
Okay, solid advice. Let's move into something really core. Building confidence and self-acceptance.
Yes, this is huge. The guide starts with this beautiful, powerful statement. Your genuine essence is magnificent, pure, and flawless, regardless of anything else.
That's a lovely idea, but just knowing that isn't always enough, is it?
Exactly. The guide says the real work is in actively recognizing what the excellent traits inside you are. Your knowledge, your kindness, skills you have, maybe things you don't even think about.
And connecting with those positive things helps build self-esteem.
Directly. High self-esteem helps you make better decisions, gives you courage, helps build strong relationships, handle challenges better. It affects everything.
So how do you actually boost it? Any practical techniques?
Yes, the guide offers several. First, challenge bad thoughts. That negative voice in your head. Don't just accept it. Replace it with positive ideas.
Like how?
It suggests making a list. Write down at least 3 things you do well. Keep it handy. When you feel down, look at it. Remind yourself of your strengths. It's like building a mental shield.
I like that. Well, yes, sir.
Second, take care of yourself. Eating well, getting some exercise. It's not just about looking a certain way. It releases endorphins.
Those feel-good chemicals?
Right. They reduce stress, lift your mood. The guide even suggests a silly dance in your bedroom or a quick jog. Just move your body in a way that feels good.
Third.
Relax. This sounds simple, but stress really tanks self-esteem. It fuels negative thoughts, drains your confidence and energy, so making time to chill out is actually crucial for feeling good about yourself.
Makes sense. Number 4.
Try new things. Explore hobbies. Get creative. Music, art, dance, coding, cooking, whatever sparks your interest. The guide reminds us all the knowledge you need is out there.
Learning new skills builds confidence.
Totally. It shows you what you're capable of. Fifth, and this is a big one, surround yourself with good people.
The company you keep matters.
Hugely. Spend time with people who genuinely respect and care about you more.
Yeah.
Friends, family, positive online communities. And the guide is blunt. Consider cutting out toxic friends who consistently make you feel crap. Protect your energy.
And the final technique.
Accept yourself. Simple to say, harder to do, but key. Nobody is perfect. Embrace your quirks, your perceived flaws. They're part of what makes you unique.
Even small things like accepting a compliment instead of brushing it off.
Exactly. Saying thank you when someone says something nice is a small act of self-acceptance. It adds up.
Okay, let's talk specifically about body image because that can be a real struggle.
It really can. The guide acknowledges how society pushes this idea of slender figures and how that leads to bad body image for so many people. Makes them avoid things, like going to the beach.
And just hating your body doesn't help.
It actually does the opposite. Hating your body, the guide says, is simply going to lead you farther away from your objectives and general wellness. It keeps you stuck.
So how do you cultivate body positivity instead?
It starts with understanding and nurturing a healthy relationship with your body. Shifting the focus away from just losing weight and dieting
To what?
to the real impact of food on our body within. Thinking about how food fuels you, how it affects your organs, your muscles, your brain.
That's a different perspective, like cutting down on sugar not just for weight, but because those blood sugar spikes mess with your energy and mood?
Exactly. It's about nourishment, not just restriction. And nourishing your mind and spirit is just as vital.
How so? The guide mentions what we see.
Yeah. Being mindful of the media you consume. Does it nourish you, make you think, expand your mind, or does it just make you feel bad about yourself? Choose content that motivates and inspires.
And see the universe. Does that mean big trips?
Not necessarily. It means exploring new places, even just locally. Breaking your routine, seeing something different. It can make you feel more alive and more satisfied.
What about what we feel?
That's about tuning in.
Yeah.
Mindfulness meditation, really noticing sensations, listening to your body. Where do you feel tension? What feels good? Building that internal awareness.
And what we listen to. Music, podcasts.
They have a huge impact. Choose things that inspire you, uplift you. Be an active listener. Don't just let background noise wash over you. Curate your sound environment.
The guide also talks about understanding body shapes, hourglass, pear, etc. Why is that helpful?
It's not about labeling yourself or trying to fit a mold. It's more about understanding your general proportions so you can find clothes that fit well and feel comfortable. When clothes fit nicely, you naturally feel more confident. It's practical.
Makes sense. Dress for the body you have.
Precisely. And another big mental shift. Focus on what your body does, not just how it looks.
Its capabilities.
Yes. All the amazing things it lets you do. Eat delicious food, hug someone you love, run, dance, experience the world. Your worth is so much more than your appearance.
And actively challenge that negative self-talk we mentioned earlier.
Constantly. Be aware of that inner critic. Practice gratitude. Maybe journal things your body allows you to do. List non-physical things you like about yourself. Repeat positive affirmations. It sounds cheesy maybe, but it works over time.
Lastly, show your body love. What does that involve?
A healthy lifestyle, but focused on well-being, not just being slim. Getting enough sleep, drinking water, doing activities you genuinely enjoy. And practicing appreciation for yourself and others. The guide even suggests a ratio. 3 wonderful things about yourself for every negative thing you catch yourself thinking.
Okay, great strategies. Let's move on to navigating relationships and making big decisions. Balancing school and relationships, that's like the common challenge.
Huge one. But the guide is reassuring. It's feasible to make both the relationship and academics work well. And it's very common. Lots of high school and college students are dating. You're definitely not alone in figuring this out.
So how do you balance it? Any strategies?
Yeah, several good ones. Studying together can work if you do it smartly. Public places like libraries minimize distractions, actually help each other.
Turning study time into a shared goal.
Exactly. You could also share study tips or productivity hacks that helps both of you and builds connection. Setting clear boundaries is vital too. Like maybe a rule, no visits during examinations.
Protect that focus time.
Definitely. And if relationship problems pop up, try to address them directly so they don't spill over and tank your grades. Know your limits. Be prepared to step back from a relationship if it's consistently hurting your academic life.
Talking about academic goals with your partner helps too.
Big time. Saying, hey, I really want to make the dean's list this semester, helps them understand your priorities.
Mm.
And make sure to build in quality time, quick chats between classes, meals together, sportive texts, planning actual dates. It keeps the connection alive.
It sounds like applying a growth mindset to both school and the relationship.
That's a great way to put it. Supporting each other, giving pep speeches when things get tough.
Okay, let's talk peer pressure. The guide defines it as influence from your social group, pushing you to conform. Often seen negatively, right?
Usually, yeah. But the guide makes a good point. It's not necessarily a terrible thing. There's positive peer pressure, too. Like friends inspiring you to get good grades, or volunteer, or just generally be a better person. It can help you adopt excellent habits, learn new things, and make positive changes.
But the negative side, that's pressure to do something harmful or destructive.
Right. And often, the guide says that vulnerability comes from feeling lonely or really needing approval, wanting to fit in so badly you do things you know you shouldn't.
Like skipping school, as the example in the guide mentions, which can have real consequences.
Serious ones. And negative peer pressure can be linked to other issues, like maybe not having strong family support. It can lead down paths like smoking, drinking, drugs, losing your own sense of self, your individuality.
Which brings us to risk-taking. Why do teens sometimes take more risks?
It's partly brain development. The guide explains that teenage brains are more wired for peer approval and social inclusion, but risk-taking itself isn't inherently bad. It's framed as a vital aspect of figuring out who you are and becoming independent.
So there are positive risks.
Absolutely. Trying out for a team, joining a debate club, standing up for something you believe in, those involve risk, but can lead to growth, new skills, overcoming challenges. The trick is balancing the severity and probability, weighing the potential downsides against the potential gains.
And making choices. The guide says teens make potentially life-altering choices every single day. That sounds intense.
It is when you think about it, from school stuff to friendships to bigger decisions. But decision-making is a skill, an art that is learned through life experience. The fear often comes from not knowing the outcome.
So how can you get better at making healthy choices? The guide has steps.
Yep, 5 clear ones. First, define the choice. What's the actual problem or decision? What's your goal? What would the ideal outcome be? And check in with your emotions. Are you feeling rushed, scared, excited?
Okay, step 2.
Understand the choices. Brainstorm all the options you can think of. Don't judge yet, just list them. Then note the pros and cons for each one. Get it all out there.
Step 3 is thinking about consequences.
Exactly. Think about implications. Ask yourself, will this choice help me reach my goal? Is it fair? Is it safe? What are my responsibilities here? Really consider the potential ripple effects.
Step 4, act on the decision, commit, and move forward.
And find support if you need it. Stay connected. Don't feel you have to go it alone.
And finally, step 5.
Reflect on the choice. Afterwards, think about it. What did you learn? What was hard? What was easy? Would you do anything differently next time? And don't forget this, give yourself credit for going through the process.
That's a really solid framework. Now let's talk about building that support system, friends.
So important, the guide states it plainly. Everyone needs and wants to have friends. They make life better, boost self-worth, provide support. Many people hope for at least 5 close friends.
Where do you find potential friends?
Lots of places. Classes, obviously. Neighborhood hangouts like the pool or park.
Yeah.
Volunteering, part-time jobs, movie theater, lifeguard, extracurriculars, band, sports, clubs, anywhere people share interests.
Okay, you've spotted someone who seems cool. How do you approach them?
Body language first. Be open arms and legs uncrossed. Smile genuinely. Maybe check their body language. Do they seem open too? Make brief eye contact. Then just introduce yourself.
What can you say?
Keep it simple. A quick compliment. Hey, I like your backpack. Or ask a question related to where you are. Did you understand that math problem? Something low pressure.
It can feel scary, though.
Totally normal. The guide reassures us those fears are shared by other people. Everyone feels a bit awkward sometimes.
So you've made contact. How do you keep the friendship going?
Spend time together. Talk regularly.
Hmm.
Share things about yourself, opinions, experiences, but build up trust gradually. Don't overshare right away.
And keeping secrets is vital.
Absolutely fundamental. Unless, and this is the critical exception, a friend is in danger of harming themselves or someone else, then you need to tell a trusted adult.
What about differences? You won't agree on everything.
Be open-minded. Agree to disagree on things like music taste. Be willing to try things your friend enjoys, even if it's not your usual thing. Show up for them when they need support, and trust they'll do the same for you.
Keep nurturing the connection.
Definitely. Show interest in their life, their hobbies. Share your own stories. Do fun things together. Maybe find new activities you both enjoy.
The guide mentions reciprocity, if they share something personal.
Yeah, if they open up or invite you into their world, like meeting their family, reciprocating that vulnerability deepens the bond. And welcome positive changes in your friends. Support their growth.
What you need to give criticism?
Be kind, honest, and helpful. Avoid harsh words. And respect their other friendships. You don't have to be best friends with all their friends, but don't pressure them to ditch others.
It sounds like maintaining friendships takes effort, but it's worth it.
Exactly. The guide compares it to self-care. It's something you do to stay healthy and happy, not a chore.
Okay, let's move into the really personal stuff. Dating, sex, and consent. First off, readiness for dating. Is there a right age?
The guide is clear. No ideal age. It's not about the number. It's about emotional maturity.
Which means?
Being able to manage your emotions, understand them, express them healthily, and take responsibility for your actions. When you can do that, you're generally better prepared for a relationship.
The guide outlines 4 stages of dating. Stage 1.
Attraction romance. That initial spark, the puppy love or crush phase, mostly physical attraction, lots of energy, but often surface level based on emotion.
Stage 2 gets realer. Uncertainty doubt.
Yeah, this is often a few months in. The initial high fades, reality checks in, you start asking, is this really right for me? Doubts creep in. The advice, move carefully through this stage.
Stage 3. Enlightenment, becoming a couple. Going deeper.
Exactly. Trust builds, you reveal more of your true selves, flaws and all. Things that seemed cute might become annoying. You see the shortcomings, discrepancies, or defects. The where are we going? Question gets louder here, but the guide warns against pushing too hard for commitment.
And Stage 4. Commitment engagement.
This is when you ideally have a really clear understanding of each other's values, lifestyle, future goals. You connect with families, friends. You talk openly about big things, kids, money, dreams. And the guide notes, wisely, that ending an engagement is way easier than getting divorced.
Let's talk about sexual feelings. Attraction, arousal.
Yeah.
Totally normal during teen years.
Absolutely natural, the guide says. Can be triggered by thoughts, things you see, touch. Your body responds physically, pulse quickens, muscles might tense, blood flows to genitals.
And feeling sexually attracted to people is common and appropriate for everyone.
Yes, it involves thoughts, emotions, physical sensations. And exploring those feelings is normal too. Things like flirting, cuddling, kissing, making out, even using sexual humor sometimes. It's part of figuring things out.
The guide mentions the sexual response cycle.
Right, the typical phases your body goes through. Desire, thinking exciting thoughts. Excitement, body ramps up. Plateau, high arousal. For girls, engorgement, genital tissues swell, wetness increases, and finally, resolution. Body returns to normal. Knowing this can help you understand your body's reactions.
Now, the decision to have sex. The guide calls it a significant choice.
Huge, involving both your body and your emotions. Before deciding, you really need to consider, is this the right person? Is this the right time? How would I feel if we broke up afterwards?
Deep questions. And consent. Absolutely fundamental.
Non-negotiable. One of the most fundamental components of sex, you have to ask yourself, do I really get what consent means? Do I know how to ask for it and check in doing? Do I know my own limits? And will I absolutely respect my partner's?
Consent needs to be clear, enthusiastic, ongoing, and freely given. No pressure.
Exactly. And protection is equally vital. Knowing how to prevent pregnancy and protect yourself from sexually transmitted diseases or infections, STDs, STIs, that knowledge is power.
It might feel like everyone's doing it, but the stats say otherwise.
Right. Less than half of all high school students in the United States have had sex. The average age is around 18. You're definitely not alone if you haven't. And crucially, saying yes to sex once doesn't imply that you have to keep saying yes. You can always change your mind.
The guide lists some bad reasons to have sex.
Yeah, like feeling like the only virgin, wanting to get it over with because of pressure from peers or a partner to be popular or just to feel older. These reasons usually lead to regret.
And there are other ways to be close and express love.
So many. Long walks, listening to music, dancing, kissing, embracing personal chats. Intimacy isn't just about sex. Deep connection can be built in many ways.
It's also important not to mistake media portrayals for reality.
Definitely. Hollywood doesn't reveal the real tale. On screen, there are no unplanned pregnancies or STIs. Real life is different.
When talking about types of sex, the guide clarifies it's not just about vaginal intercourse.
Right. All sex is sex, if it's consensual and feels good. Oral sex. No pregnancy risk, but use condoms, dental dams for STI prevention. Anal sex needs lubrication, very low pregnancy risk, unless ejaculate gets near the vagina. Condoms vital for STIs. Vaginal sex needs birth control for pregnancy prevention. Condoms reduce STI risk. Understanding the specifics helps make informed choices.
Let's talk more about STDs or STIs. What are they?
Infections spread through sexual activity, caused by bacteria, parasites, viruses. Common ones are HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, HPV, syphilis.
How do they spread?
Often through skin-to-skin contact in the genital area, which means, as the guide bluntly puts it, you don't even have to go all the way to get one.
Why are young people sometimes at higher risk?
Several reasons. Bodies might be physically more susceptible, less likely to get tested, maybe afraid to talk about it, lack of insurance or transport, sometimes having multiple partners without consistent protection.
So prevention is key. What helps?
Partners getting tested before having sex, using condoms correctly every time, getting vaccines like for HPV and hepatitis B, regular cervical cancer screening, pap tests, and avoiding alcohol or drugs that lower inhibitions and lead to risky choices.
Quick myth busting. Can you get pregnant the first time you have sex?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you get pregnant during your period?
Yes. Sometimes bleeding can happen during ovulation, or sperm can survive inside you for a few days. It's less likely, but definitely possible.
Okay, last big topic in this section. Love versus infatuation or lust.
Important distinctions. That early puppy love or crush, often based on physical attraction, surface feelings. Intense, but maybe not deep yet.
Lust.
Purely centered on sexual need, different from love's emotional connection.
And infatuation, that swept off your feet feeling.
Yeah, intense, passionate, often based on an idealized image, love at first sight. You might be smiling constantly, thinking about them all the time, wanting to be physically close. But here's the guide's crucial test.
What is it?
If they wouldn't be your first call, if you had a horrible day, or you're terrified of burdening them with a problem, it surely hasn't evolved into love yet. Wow, that cuts through it, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
So what is true love, according to the guide?
It's described as patient, kind, less focused on perfection, more accepting of shortcomings. Love continues despite them. It respects differences, involves conscious labor and effort. Ultimately, love is a decision you keep making.
It's active, not passive.
Exactly. And a final key point. A big challenge for teenage love is that most youngsters are still in the process of finding themselves.
Hard to build a strong relationship if you don't know yourself yet.
Right. So true love, ideally, involves supporting each other's individual journey of self-discovery within the relationship, growing together.
Wow. We have covered so much ground today. What an incredible deep dive through this whole landscape of adolescence.
It really is complex, but also exciting, right? Physical changes, emotional growth, navigating friendships and relationships, figuring out who you are.
And it all comes back to that core message from the source, from the Girl's Guide to PSL. It's so empowering. For you listening, you are a terrific, exceptional young lady.
It really lands that message. Never before in the history of the universe, and never will there be, anyone exactly like you. Think about that.
Yeah.
Truly unique.
So what does that uniqueness really mean for you? Well, you are created to be genuine, authentic, not flawless. And the guide leaves us with this really provocative thought to chew on.
Yeah, this one makes you think, perfection is not the solution if you seek to reach inner serenity, trying to be perfect. It will drive you farther wrong since you seek to modify elements of yourself you're dissatisfied with.
So the real path to inner peace, to a richer life,
Yeah.
it isn't about fixing your flaws.
No, it's about embracing your whole self, seeing those perceived faults not as problems but as unique gifts, the things that make you, well, perfectly you.